This is the all-new WICR. We're now on Live 365 and Ustream.com. Just search WICR and like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/WICR Iona College Radio.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. A little late start to the morning show because doors were locked and we don't have keys. Okay. Starting off with the entertainment/politic hour for the first hour because last night was the first debate between Trump and Hillary. Expected. How did they get the figures on how many people actually watched? Because I know they expected 100 million.
Was it 100? I thought it was supposed to be 300. I thought it was supposed to be
Three?
more than...
No, three's a lot. The Super Bowl gets around 100 million. So, and it's mostly it's an American thing. So, the World Cup, I'm not even sure gets 300. Like the World Cup final gets 300. It's really rare to get something like that if you really think about it. So, anyways, everyone was expecting a really funny debate. Well, funny in terms of who was going to yell at each other, insult one another. What'd you think of it?
I thought it was funny for the first half hour, and then after that, it started kicking in like that one of these people are going to be running the country. And Hillary Clinton really wasn't even bad. It was just like...
Her jokes were so bad, though.
Yeah,
when
I mean, she's...
The Trump up, trickle down.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
Someone's got to tell her she can't be making jokes like that because it sounds... They're just bad.
Yeah, well, she's just trying to connect with the youth, and she shouldn't be. I don't care if you if you think like I do. I want you to be able to run function this country. Like, so she's obviously going to be able to do that better than Trump, proving what he proved last night. He was just a babbling idiot. It was ridiculous. It was, like, embarrassing. The first half hour was like, oh, this is hilarious. And then the next hour was like, Jesus. Like, you have to take into consideration that one of these people is going to be looking over... how many people do we have in this country? Like, a billion or something? I don't know.
No, we have over 300 million. I think it's approaching 400, but at the same time, a lot of people don't vote. A lot of that population's people under the ages of 18. So I mean, you factor that in, and then I guess the amount of people that actually watch. The funny part is not even about the debate, is how everyone our age all of a sudden knows politics.
Oh, yeah.
And starts like, Trump is going to ruin everything, but Hillary isn't that bad, but she's kind of bad. But I don't know, she's better than him. Obama rules. Like, stuff like, they don't even know what they're saying.
Well, yeah,
I think they just
analysts.
like to dislike one of the candidates just because they want to. They don't actually know why they dislike them. I understand why people dislike Trump because of some ridiculous things he says, and then I know why people don't like Hillary because every New Yorker should know you can't trust her.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
come... I just don't believe a word that comes out of her mouth.
No,
Like,
not at all.
anyone else notice that stupid grin she had, that stupid smirk she had on her face throughout that whole debate, if you look back at it?
Well, yeah, she was doing it because she's trying to connect with the youth. Because she's literally turning herself into an internet meme.
Yeah.
That's
Look,
what she's doing.
Like when she said this.
Created Pokemon Go. But I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
It's stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
I know. That's what she was. She took her Twitter. I have her Twitter blocked. I haven't seen it in a while. I have her, Trump, Bernie Sanders, everyone blocked because they're
all horrible.
They're all the worst.
Bernie's still tweeting like he's got a chance.
I know, but I don't care because all they do is put out memes, and they don't realize that they're running for the president of the United States. You can't win a presidency based off of internet memes.
Yeah, but you know how stupid people are on the
I know
internet.
exactly. That's what. It's just so stupid.
You know, when I get really bored, I go on either of their Twitter accounts and I just look at the replies on all the tweets they put out. It's either people that are big supporters of them or other people that just want to rip them apart and try and act like they're any better.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, that's where you really find the gold.
It's so bad. You know, when she went on his Twitter and quoted one of his tweets and said, delete your account, like come on. Is there someone that's actually working for her that comes up with these stupid jokes and
Yeah,
all these puns and stuff? There should actually be a LinkedIn account to go and apply for that job, because who's ever doing it right now is just terrible. Maybe she should hire someone from SNL, a writer or something. They're really bad.
No, yeah, that's what it is. She doesn't write her own tweets, and I think
No, neither. Well, he does sometimes,
I think
but
they said the numbers was like 10% of the tweets he puts out are actually him, but the other 90 are not.
because he wasn't tweeting last night because there were tweets coming out from his account during the debate.
Yeah.
So obviously that wasn't him, unless he's just got some sort of skill
I saw him
like
fiddling
that.
around when he was on the podium.
I-
It was just an overall I can't even say the word on air how bad that was.
I think they really went for entertainment. They really, I mean, it's really just entertaining to watch, and it's sad because half the time they were just talking about their personal issues
Exactly.
and why Trump wasn't releasing his tax returns.
And then he fired back with the whole email thing.
Well, I mean,
you knew
I
it
mean,
was
he's
coming.
kind of getting cornered with those questions, and meanwhile, she doesn't get anything about it. I know he says a lot of stupid stuff, but to
Yeah.
me, it seemed a little biased towards Hillary, that she didn't really get that many hard questions. It kept like going back to him. Oh, why didn't you release these tax returns? And then Lester Holt, the moderator,
God bless him.
God bless him. Oh, please, that great publicity for him. That's 100 million people watching you. Try and moderate, and
Well, he couldn't moderate it.
Okay,
That's what
how
I'm
many people can actually moderate those two without actually yelling at
I
them?
think next time they should have Wolf Blitzer. I think he'd do a better job than.
Bill O'Reilly would be funny.
That would be funny just because that guy is just so.
Well, I mean, they're not dumb. First of all, that's what a lot of people need to get out of their heads. They're not dumb. They're just extremely biased and don't
Who,
really have a
Clinton?
filter. Oh, they're not dumb. You don't get that far in life with being stupid.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. You
they
can't.
know how to manipulate people. That's
Yeah. Oh, she does a good job of it. And also Trump, people think he's so like stupid. He's not stupid. You really don't get that far being
No,
stupid.
being
You can't. Come on, 10 years ago, everyone in the world, or America at least, would have told you that Trump is one of the smartest guys around.
Yeah,
And that's
I
because
mean, he is a loud mouth and he has no filter, but
he's a
still,
New Yorker.
Yeah.
He's a genuine New Yorker that made it big, but I mean, he just really doesn't have a filter on it. He really doesn't know what to do. So, I mean, who do you think won this?
Well, Clinton won. I think it was
Really?
clear that he won. I mean, she didn't really do anything because she didn't have to. All she did was let Trump talk himself into problems. From what I saw, it looked like he was just blabbering the whole time and repeating things and then making up words and creating incompetent sentences, and then she would comment on that and come back. But still, I still don't like either of them. I think they're both terrible, and it's just sad that this is who we have to choose from. It's almost, I really
It's
don't.
not
even-
our fault.
Oh,
I don't care. I don't like how anyone tries to blame the youth for like this. We did not elect these people. This just doesn't happen over the past year or two. This is gradually over time. You elect certain people to get into Senate, into Congress, and then eventually, well, she was appointed Secretary of State. But at the same time, both parties allowed these people to get there.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not gonna take the blame for it. I'm personally not voting in this. Why would I? Why would the first election I ever have to vote for has to come down to this?
I know. I was actually thinking about that today.
I have to tell everyone eventually one day, kids, grandkids, or whatever. Hey, yeah, the first election I ever had to vote in was probably the most difficult decision of all time.
It really is.
And it's not even a good one. It's not, because at the time, I guess Gore and George W. Bush were pretty solid decisions.
Oh yeah.
And that's why it was so close. At the time, everyone thought it was a pretty solid decision. But now this one's just terrible. You thought it's just so bad. Because we all know that I don't think she's capable of being a good president. I can't take her seriously. And it was a bigger deal, though, because she's the first woman ever to be in a presidential debate
Yeah.
as a presidential candidate. And it's her. That's the interesting part. I think she was probably the worst representation ever.
Of women? Or
For a presidential candidate, I don't think that's the ideal role model for a presidential woman. There's so much backlash and controversy with her. I don't think she's really. You know what I mean? You know how Obama was the perfect first African American president candidate? He's a great role model and everything. Even if you agree with him or not, he's going to be one of the most important historical figures ever. Despite what he even did in office, or agree or disagree with it. But her, at the same time, you kind of get this feeling that she's not. That's not it. You know what I mean? He had that kind of it factor.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, I see this guy being president, getting stuff done. She doesn't have that same vibe to her. There's just so much sketchiness going on, whether it's the emails, Benghazi, or whatever. I don't like following most of it, but just you could even tell by just hearing about a lot of things and seeing a lot of things and the way she reacts to all those things that she's just sketchy to me.
Yeah, and I think that she. I don't want. I hate to keep just like bombarding her, but I think that.
I don't think she gets enough backlash. I think he gets way more backlash.
yeah.
I mean, and it's not because he doesn't deserve it. I mean, let's call it for what it is. She's got a lot of issues too.
Yeah.
If you compare it to the other past candidates, even Romney and Obama back then, they never had
they're
that
both
many
clean.
problems.
Yeah, they both were basically clean for the most part. That's what I was gonna say. I think that people are basically settling for her. I think that if there was a Republican candidate, like if you look at it like this, Trump is the polls are in dead heat. I don't know about after last night. They're probably gonna be a little swayed more Clinton's way after last night, but going into the debate, the polls were at a dead heat, and that's what Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. And I think people are really just settling for Hillary Clinton just because of how bad he is. But if there was a Republican candidate that was just maybe like 2 times better than Trump, I think that that Republican
But if you
would
saw
be-
any of the there hasn't been a good Republican candidate in I don't know how long.
a while.
It's a totally different party because my dad's a registered Republican, but he's a totally different thinker than all the guys that you see on TV now, because a lot of them are from the South and have different kind of values and
Yeah.
ideas about things, opposed to Northeast Republicans who were actually smart.
Yeah, they're more moderate.
I think I think a lot of them live in the past. They're really behind, and that's why they're probably gonna. I don't know. It's gonna be a close one, but everyone our age seems to be Democratic or liberal. To be honest with you,
For the
if you
most part, yeah.
look around I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but they don't even open up their eyes to the Republican side of things. Like I bet if you go and ask any average kid on campus what they think of the Republican Party, you're probably gonna get a backlash kind of answer, and they're like, stupid, everyone's dumb, like
Yeah,
they're
because
ignorant.
Then they probably can't give you like legitimate support for their side. They just take it because that's the popular opinion.
Exactly. That's my problem with it. That's the sad thing. I don't think they actually know why they choose a specific party. I think everyone loves to choose one side
What's popular,
because I mean, come on, everyone was growing up when Obama was president. It's a completely new. It was kind of not a complete revolution in politics in America, but it was a big change. How many people were actually interested in politics before Obama came in? Our age, really, if you really think about it, or kids younger than that. He actually made people interested in it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Even if it was just every 2 years or so, or any time he had the State of the Union address, how many people actually really cared about it?
Well, no, and I think he's just a very cultivating speaker. He's actually interesting to listen to.
He is a good speaker, but I'm not the biggest fan of his at all. I do think he's a bit overrated, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean,
Because to be honest with you, again, how our country's literally split in half.
yeah,
There's a lot of hatred going on right now, whether it's not even a white and black thing or community versus the police officers. There's just so many different issues that even our whole lives, I never saw anything like this. I don't care if I'm 21 or not. It's really bad. There's a lot of hatred. I don't care if you just go on Twitter or anything like that. You go on Threads or just even watch the news, and there's so much animosity between everybody. It's kind of bad. I think we're no one really realizes how bad of a place we're all in right now.
Yeah, we're gonna
I think
look
everyone's
back.
downplaying it.
I mean, that's really what you have to do. You have to downplay it because if like the media doesn't downplay this, even though they really don't downplay it,
They don't.
I just think people in their minds downplay it. But we're gonna look back on this and we're gonna be like, wow, like we lived through probably one of the worst social times in history. Like I mean I didn't live through the 50s, so I don't know how
No,
they were.
it's different, but in terms of where we thought we were and where we actually are, it's not a good place.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Because there's racial tension, tension between cops and the community, the gun control, all these shootings out of nowhere. Seriously, out of 5 to 10 past years, how many shootings compared to the past 20? Just
Yeah,
public shootings. Come on, I don't have the statistics in front of me, but you hear and see a lot more of it than recent times.
Well, what it is one. All it took was one, like one of something, like that one.
Guess
thing
you could
just-
say it really kind of started with Columbine,
I was-
maybe.
I was gonna say that. It's just one. That sparked it, and it was like, okay, if these kids could do it, I could do it too. Because there's kids out there that are just like those kids, and they're gonna take the same road they did.
It's not even it's more of an attention thing.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
think.
exactly what it is.
They get a lot of media coverage sometimes. A lot of the times you actually see more about what the shooters and the terrorists did, because they are terrorists, what they did and who they are, opposed to any of the victims. Like, you heard
Yeah.
everything about the Boston bomber, the guy from Chelsea, the pressure cookie bombing not too long ago. You don't hear anything about the other people that had to suffer from it.
I didn't hear anything about victims of that thing.
No, I mean, the Chelsea thing, no one died, but still, at the same time, if you really think about it, like, you hear stories about it, but it's nowhere near as close as the amount of attention that the actual felons
Yeah.
get.
Exactly.
All right, so that'll wrap it up for this segment. We'll talk about more about the debate coming up and who's leading in the polls and who actually won the debate last night based off of all the different news outlets, Fox, CNBC, MSNBC. We'll be back after this morning show with Robin Martino.